what exactly is this Human Capital Development Index, and why is it important, in the development of any nation?
Thank you, and thank you for the invitation. So maybe when you say an index is a measurement. But I think maybe it's good to define human capital. As the popular saying goes, that every nation is as good as its human capital. And then when we talk about human capital development, we're talking of making sure that the people that makes up a nation or an organization actually are able to actually perform at their optimal best. And so you have this index, that you have a series of indicators that we use as a measurement to be able to see whether this human capital is optimal or not. And those figures that you quoted are some of those indices that are used to measure the human capital.
Can you make the indices or indicators more relatable now, so that we all know which area, are the driving positively, driving our ranking positively?
Yeah. So for Nigeria, we've identified 3 broad areas when we talk about human capital. We look at their health and nutrition.
Okay.
We look at their education, and then we look at labor force participation. So, and then we are also broadening it to look at aspects of gender and financial inclusion. So all these indices measure these different components. If you talk about health and nutrition, for instance, they look at what proportion of the under 5 children are stunted or they're malnourished. So you look at that one. So if you have a very high number of children that are malnourished, your index will be low. Then they look at under 5 mortality rate. That's the number of children that did not live up to their 5th birthday. So if your number is very high, as we have in this country, if the number is high, then your index is going to be low. So then you looked at other things around education, around literacy rates, around the availability of qualified teachers. So you have this range of metrics, how many people are in employment. So when you put all these things together, then they'll be able to tell you how high or high low is your
index.